MAGA is the biggest scam in American history. The brutal, unforgiving takedown of the world's most expensive participation trophy. MAGA isn't a movement. It's not a political ideology. It's not even conservatism. It's a straight-up cult-level scam selling you the dream of taking your country back while gutting your wallet, your future, and your dignity. You think you're fighting the elites? Buddy, you're buying merch from them. This entire movement is just a billion-dollar con job that convinces you to hate your neighbor instead of the guy evicting you from your house. You've been tricked into defending a billionaire who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Then guess what? While you're out here defending your gold-plated overlord, he's laughing at you from one of his golf courses, sipping a Diet Coke and paying his lawyers with the money you sent him. Let's break it down. MAGA is the biggest scam in American history. Part 1, the billionaire populist who wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. Donald Trump conned you. He told you he was an outsider fighting for the little guy, but somehow the only thing he ever actually fought for was himself. You really think a man born into wealth, who's literally never done a day of real labor, understands working-class struggles? He probably thinks hard work means signing bankruptcy papers. And yet here you are, defending a guy who dodged the draft, dodged taxes, dodged responsibility, and is currently dodging prison time while telling you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Your MAGA messiah outsourced his own clothing line to China while screaming America first. He hired undocumented workers while telling you immigrants are the problem. And you clapped like trained seals when he handed billionaires the biggest tax cuts in history, while leaving you with a higher grocery bill. But let's take this further. Trump has been a scam artist his entire life. This is just his biggest con yet. Remember Trump University? The school that took people's money and left them with worthless certificates? MAGA is just Trump University scaled up to a whole country. He convinced you that the system is rigged, while actively rigging it for himself. The man has filed for bankruptcy more times than you've changed phone plans. He made you think he was going to fight for you, but somehow every single policy he pushed benefited him and his rich friends while screwing you over. His biggest legislative win was a tax cut that gave permanent breaks to billionaires and temporary crumbs to you. And when those temporary cuts expired, guess whose taxes went up? Trump isn't your champion, you're his mark. MAGA is the biggest scam in American history. Part 2, freedom as long as you agree with them. MAGA screams about freedom, the way a toddler screams about bedtime, loud, irrational, and full of weaponized ignorance. They love free speech until you criticize Trump. Then it's shut up, snowflake. They love small government until it comes to telling women what to do with their bodies, banning books, and forcing teachers to act like history started in 1776. They love law and order until it applies to their guy. Then it's defund the FBI, the deep state is after him, and Trump did nothing wrong. Let's break this down further. MAGA loves to scream about cancel culture while literally canceling teachers, journalists, and anyone who doesn't agree with them. They want election integrity, but only if their guy wins. When he loses, suddenly every vote is fraudulent. They say they want less government, but they'll gleefully support laws that tell you who to love, what gender you can be, and what books your kids can read. They claim to be patriots, but stormed the Capitol when their wannabe king lost fair and square. MAGA isn't about freedom, it's about control. MAGA is the biggest scam in American history. Part 3, the grift machine, conning Americans one red hat at a time. You ever wonder why MAGA rallies look like infomercials? Because that's all they are, a glorified home shopping network. Trump's biggest accomplishment wasn't building the wall. It was turning half of America into unpaid marketing interns. Drain the swamp? Bro, he didn't drain it. He turned it into a money pit, and you are the ATM. MAGA isn't a movement. It's a franchise. And you know what you get for supporting it? Not lower taxes, not better wages, not a better healthcare system. You get a FING hat. But here's the kicker. The average MAGA supporter has given hundreds of dollars to Trump's campaign or legal fund, while he spends that money on golf, lawsuits, and more grifting. They tell you the elites hate Trump. Bro, he is the elite. He literally golfs with the CEOs, screwing you over. He doesn't even like his own supporters. He just likes your money. You aren't part of a movement. You're part of a marketing demographic. MAGA is the biggest scam in American history. Part 4, you're not winning, you're getting played. Trump doesn't need you, you need him. Or at least that's what he's convinced you of. You're not part of some silent majority. You're just a loyal customer in a never-ending marketing scheme. You were told immigrants were taking your jobs, but somehow it was billionaires who shipped them overseas. You were told wokeness was ruining America, but somehow it's your healthcare costs that keep skyrocketing. You were told elites are the problem, but somehow you're giving your money to an elite who lives in a golden tower. As a conclusion, MAGA was never about making America great. It was about making Trump rich and you angry. The question is, when are you going to realize you've been conned